In this video, we're going to talk about Material UI's makeStyles hook. We're going to go over the basics, some advanced use cases, and how it differs from the previous solution, which was a higher order component called withStyles, and pretty much just how to use it in general. If you're a beginner, all you really need to know is, number one, JSS is pretty much just CSS inside of JavaScript. It's sort of this new way of styling web applications that came out actually quite a bit ago now, now that I think about it. And it's sort of the standard when it comes to styling single page applications, such as React applications. And number two, that when you want to add a class to a specific React component, no matter what it is, you use class name equals and then the name of that class. That's all you really need to know. If you find value in this video, please consider subscribing, leave a comment down below with what you want to learn next, and maybe even consider giving the video a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm to help get these videos out there and help get the channel known, so I really appreciate it. So first things first, let's look at a basic example of how makeStyles works and we'll break it down. So number one, you can see here, I have a simple button on the screen. I have a button style within our makeStyles function. And in our actual component itself, we're saying classes is equal to useStyles, which is a function that we actually get back from makeStyles. Now, if I were to uncomment these styles in here, so I have a class named button style, and inside of it, I have color red and border none. And you'll see once the application gets saved and it updates, the button on the right over here, number one, has a new color and it has no border. Note that it didn't really have any border in the first place because the button variant that we're using doesn't have a border, but you can see here that the color red still applied nonetheless. Now, the general idea for makeStyles is you are able to, through this makeStyles hook, pass in an object containing a bunch of different classes, and each one of those classes has all the stylings. When you use this function, you set another function, you can name it whatever you want, but more traditionally it's called useStyles, equal to it. And in your actual application, you can just call useStyles, and that will make makeStyles generate all the classes and all the stylings and store it into the classes object. So if I were to actually console log classes, just so we can get a sneak peek of what is inside of it and open the console here, you'll see that it contains an object. This object, the key for the objects are all the actual class names that we assigned, and the value for those keys are actually this sort of weird naming convention that you'll see here, makeStyles-buttonstyle-61. So you're probably wondering, well, why is it like that and what's going on? Well, if we were to inspect this button, we could see that the way Material UI actually names all of its components, if this ever loads, let's go ahead and inspect this specific button. We can see here that all these styles that it has here are sort of its own Material UI stylings. So we can see .mui button base root, .mui button root, and then .mui button label, and we have our style over here, .mui-button style-61. The reason that it makes it like this is because, number one, it gives it makeStyles to denote that it is different from something that is pretty much coming from Material UI stylings itself. So if we were to go, for example, to the, let's go to the button component, and we look at the API, you can see if we scroll all the way to the bottom where it says CSS, these are all the different sort of attributes that you can overwrite and all the global classes assigned to it. So for a button, it will have a MUI button root, and then, for example, for different variants, when the variant is contained in the color is primary, it will add this class onto it. So when it starts with .mui and then the component, you know that it's MUI's global class. All the buttons in your application will have this class if the variants and all the other parameters are the same for it. Now, when we make our own styles, it is makeStyles, so it denotes that it's not coming from Material UI, then the name of our class, and then a number after it. The reason they add this number after it is because you don't want any of your classes to clash. Let's say, for example, I had a second component and I also used a class called buttonStyle. They're not the same, and when we're rendering our component on the front end, they're not going to be, even if we have two classes that are named the same, what makeStyles will actually do is assign it a random number at the end of it so that it makes the probability of those styles clashing very low. So if we had a second component that also had a class named buttonStyle, that buttonStyle number would be generated to something like maybe 121 or 92, so that the styles wouldn't actually be clashing. So that's what's actually going on under the hood. And if I were to add another style over here, let's say like like text style, and let's set this color to green, and let's quickly make let's say an H1, and say class name is equal to classes dot text style, and let's like make it something like this is text. We'll see here that if I go back to our console, now once we look at our we're still console logging our classes. Once we look at it, you'll see here that this object contains the class for our button style, which gets generated to 68, which by the way is different than before. In fact, if we were to refresh it, every time we do, it gets generated to a new random number. So we can see here now it's 1, and this one got generated to 2, and our text style. So that's what's happening under the hood when you're using this. The syntax is pretty much the same throughout. So let's go ahead, get rid of this console log. Now let's say, for example, I wanted to maybe style something conditionally. We want to actually use our props in our makeStyles. Let's go ahead and look at how to pass props into your used styles. So I've expanded the application. It's pretty simple. I have a component called coolButton, which is just a button on the screen, and our app passes in a prop, which is cool. So the cool prop is either true or false, and if it is true, I pretty much want our button to be blue, and if it's false, I want our button to be red. So we can see here in our button styles, it's currently empty. If we wanted to pass in our props, here is all we really have to do. For a single element like color, all we really have to do is say color, colon, and then we pass in props, and we pretty much return whatever we want to. And then the second thing we have to do is, number one, get props from our component and pass it into withStyles. So we can see here, now we have it so that when cool, and this is just a ternary operation, when cool is false, it is red. And now if I were to come back here and change cool to be equal to true, our button color turns to blue. So that's how you pass in props if you just want to pass it in for a single element. Let's look at how you actually pass it in if you want an entire style to be influenced from it. So what we can do here is let's just set color, let's get rid of this and let's get rid of color. So if we wanted our entire button style to depend on props, or maybe we wanted more things in here to use props, we can do the same thing. We can set here props, and then inside of here we can return, and then we can say something like color and then add the same logic. So color, so if props.cool, we're going to set it equal to blue, and then else we're going to set it equal to red. And let's go ahead and save that, and you can see here we have the same logic, and we can even do more than that. So if the background color, if props.cool, then we also want to make it, let's say, orange, and then if it's not, we want to make it like yellow or something. So now you'll see when it's cool, we get blue and orange, and if I change this to false, we'll get red and yellow. Just like that. So let's change that back because that yellow is sort of ugly. Okay, cool. And that's how you use props inside of here. Now, what if we also wanted to do something like use theme inside of our component? Let's say I wanted the button to change color depending on pretty much how big the screen size was. So the first thing I want to do is probably make this button full width, just so it's easier to test. Whoops, that's not how you spell width. Okay, so the button is now full width, which means no matter how big we contain it, it'll always take up the full container. Now, let's pass theme into our styles. In order to do that, all we have to do is add theme here. And by the way, even if you haven't set up a theme in Material UI, Material UI comes with a default theme. So we'll still be able to use things like breakpoints and the basic colors that comes with the Material UI theme. And actually, let's quickly look at the default theme that Material UI passes in. Just so you get an example, we can see here, this is all the stuff the default theme comes with. It comes with all these different colors, all these different texts and sizes and spacings, all these different fonts and typographies, and a lot of stuff pretty much. So you don't have to worry if you didn't like make your own theme or anything like that. And that's for another video. Anyways, so we can see here we're passing theme in, but we're not really using it. So let's look at how we can do something simple. Let's disregard this code right now. I don't want to make it too complicated. Let's just say like button style is equal to, and let's just say, whoops, let's just say color. Let's set the default color, so will be red. However, we can add this line right here, and what this says is, here are styles we want to apply if we are in a screen size that is smaller or up. And I think if we go back to the default theme, if I were to look at the breakpoints for small, so anything that has a width of 600 pixels or up, anything in here will run. So what we can do is we can say the color will be, let's say, blue, for example, whenever we are in something bigger than 600 pixels or up. So you can see as I expand it now, as I slowly expand it, it changes colors as soon as that breakpoint is hit. So this is right around the point where we go from 600 pixels and having this breakpoint going into effect. So that's how you can use things like theme. And obviously theme is pretty big. You can have a ton of stuff in there. And if you wanted to, for example, combine both of them together. So let's go ahead and combine both of them together. So back in here, all we have to do is pretty much copy our same code, and we can do something like, you know, something really simple, like if the color, so normally if it is cool, we want the color inside the button to be blue. If not, we want it to be red. And also, if it's above that breakpoint, it's going to be blue. We can even change this to something like maybe like cyan, just so we can get the difference. So we can see here, right now the color is this because it is smaller than 600 pixels, but as soon as we move it up, it changes to cyan. It overwrites this color with our new breakpoint color. And that's how you use props and theme together in withStyles, which is something I found quite difficult to do, actually. It's hard to find a lot of documentation on how to do a lot of this stuff, especially for the first time. So hopefully you find this really helpful. The next thing I want to look at is pretty much how to apply more than one style to a component at a time. And while this isn't super specific to makeStyles, because we're going to be using a common library, it's still something cool to know. So for example, let's say we wanted to get rid of this background in here, and let's say like, let's make this class name like button text or something. You can name these whatever you want. I'll also make one called button background, and we'll set that equal to, we'll say background color, and we'll set it equal to like red or something. Now you'll see the background color isn't being applied, obviously, because the current class is only classes.buttonText. But let's look at what happens when we actually try to pass both of them in. So classes dot, let's say button background. You'll see when I pass it in, it won't give an error, but all of a sudden our button text to stop being applied. It only applies pretty much one at a time. So what do we do if we want to apply two classes to the same component? Well, there's a really cool library. It's very simple, but it's very widely used. It's called class names. And once we import it, so I've added it as a dependency. I guess that icon means that it's loading. But we can go ahead and import class names from class names. All right. And then once we do that, what we can actually do is we can just, so to combine these two classes, all we have to do is just put class names around there, and then bam. It should apply. I guess we're just waiting for the dependency. All right, it took a little while for class names to be added as a dependency, but now that it has, you can see that it pretty much works as it is supposed to. Both of the styles are being supplied, and you can add pretty much as much class names as you want to. You can even do cool things like having conditional classes. Another way to style based on props, for example, is like conditionally add this class to the class names array, depending on a specific specific prop. So the last thing that is really good to know before we end this video out, and by the way, if you found value in it, please consider liking and subscribing, really helps, is what used to be used before makeStyles was around. And there's one other way to do it called like the using styled, which I don't really use, and I think it's probably the least popular one out of all three. But what used to be used is this thing called a higher order component with styles. And if you're looking at older projects that use Material UI and stuff like that, you'll probably see this a lot in there. Essentially what it is you just create a styles. The only difference is you create a styles object, you put all your styles in there just the same, and then at the end of your component, when you're exporting it, instead of just exporting it like you would normally do, you wrap your component around with the withStyles higher order component, and then you pass styles and then the component in as well. And what that'll do is it'll apply, it'll give you classes back as a prop. So when you want to read classes, instead of calling the use styles function that we made from the makeStyles hook, you pretty much just get classes from props and you use it the same. And that's pretty much all there is. Please let me know if there's anything I missed or anything else you want me to cover in the comments below. And thanks a lot for watching.